Hello and welcome to my first Heroes of the Storm commentary. My name's Fanny and this is the first time for me doing free commentary on a replay in Heroes of the Storm. Also my first time using the replay viewer in Heroes of the Storm.
If you wish to live, that is.
And also doing this in my non-native language English, because my native language would be German. I'm hoping this is still entertaining to some extent. And I'll also try to, well, how do I? Ah, okay, that's how I scroll around. Now I want to fixate my camera on the character. How do I do that? Pausing for a second. Bear with me. Hotkeys. Unbound. Follow player camera. I hope that's maybe that replay. Here we go. Play pause, P, increase replay speed, numpad plus, makes sense. Skip forward, media next track, back, restart, stop. Okay. So I guess it's player camera, view selected player, view, V. Okay. Okay, that's not really what I wanted to be. Sorry. Follow player camera. Very German of me. Ah, okay, number keys follows the players. Yeah, alright. Now let's start with the commentary, shall we? I'm playing Nova, which is one of the few stealth heroes in the game, and I'm also showing you my camera here because that's very important when playing a sniper or stealth character. You will be roaming quite a lot. Here I'm also roaming to gank enemies that are overextending in lane, which they are doing right now. And I also picked up the first kill already, which is nice. Nova is, as I already mentioned, a stealth character, and she has very few abilities to actually push lanes. Most of her abilities are single target centric. For example, there's Snipe, which is a skill shot, which I just placed here on that Tassadar player. And he can phase out and run away, but I pushed him out of lane, which is nice. Then my second ability is Pinning Shot, which is actually nice to secure a kill because it slows the enemies by quite a bit, 40% here. I'm talented. And I already used my initial talent here, Long Shot, to increase that. Ah, already came back and ganked that guy successfully. Sorry, I need to focus on myself again. Where's my character? There we go. Okay. Now we're following my character again. Here another important part of playing Nova is you are actually quite fragile, and aside from your holo decoy, which is somehow easy to look through if you spam it too often, your holo decoy is more of an opening tool or a recon tool. For example, I use it to distract enemies from attacking me too early, or I'll try to scout ahead with the decoy, attacking enemies on the process. Later on you can choose talents to make the holo decoy more effective. For instance, here my level 4 talents all improve my holo decoy, and I'm choosing to play the loner here and increasing its sight range and cast range, which gives me quite an advantage on long shots. As I'm ganking and roaming enough, I want to recon with my decoy and using it as an opening tool. I could also use it like more frequently, reduce the cost or increase its duration, which is nice if I want to stay prolonged time in the battle, but in this case I'm more keen on scouting ahead and picking off good kills as I'm roaming frequently. Mana and health are quite low at the moment, so it's time for me to go home because Nova has very little ability to recover health or mana. So your best bet is actually to roam quite a bit and go back when needed. Stealth is happening automatically for this character. Just now I need to focus. Why is this thing losing focus all the time? Alright. Again, as I said, my job is to pick them apart from the backline. You never want to stay or engage too close to your enemy. Always use Nova to her fullest extent. Also because you have a very slow attack rate with your sniper rifle, you always want to keep your distance in between shots and also walk in between shots. I'll try to demonstrate here in the replay. Also, when you've been revealed, usually you fall back, try to cloak again and try to open up, because Nova also has abilities that increase her initial damage. I think there was a trait. No, not anymore. Maybe what is the talent? Yeah, I'm not too experienced. Anyway, as you can see, I'm also like just weakening enemies and then taking my leave whenever possible. Luckily the what was her name? Again, sorry, first commentary as I said. Kerrigan, that was it. Sorry, name slipped me. Kerrigan was not opening on me, which is good. She fell back, so I had my time to fall back as well. Again, my team is pushing quite nicely here, and I'm more of a kill secure maker, playmaker here. I'm staying in the backline or surprising enemies at low health, like this Tassadar again. Being cloaked doesn't mean that I'm completely invisible. It merely means that... sorry, why is the camera always not following me? That's me, number 8, okay. Ah, okay, that's my camera. Yeah. Alright, where was I? Being cloaked doesn't mean that I'm completely invisible. Enemies will always see a small shimmer when I'm walking around them. In this case, I'm always using the opportunity when they are distracted and low health, I'm trying to engage them. Snipe isn't a targeted ability, I have to aim it myself as a skill shot and it will hit the first hero in the line. So I'm always having to make clear or be sure that I'm hitting them in a straight line and not hitting any other hero blocking my shots. Again, I'm falling back. Always brushes are my friend because they can even more hardly spot invisible heroes when you're in brush. Alright, now waiting for my opportunity, standing still or just trying to poke him down here, helping my friend to push. As I see that the lane is already pushed, I'm roaming down, following my hero here, and securing another kill with Snipe. That's Nova's big strength here. Again, roaming to the next, or rotating as the pros call it. I'm not a pro, but yeah, I call it roaming or switching lanes. Rotating down here to help with the objective. Actually, I failed to mention that Heroes of the Storm is very objective-centric. That means that depending on the map you randomly get, the objectives vary wildly, and depending on your character you can support your team in different ways. Here I whiffed my ultimate, which is Precision Strike. Each hero has 2 ultimates to choose from. For Nova it's firing 3 target shots at 1 target. 3 target shots. 3 shots at 1 target, which can be blocked by allied heroes if they are aware of it. I, for example, like in this map the Precision Strike because it allows me to support my team in any kind of way. Like for example, when the objective is up here and I'm down here, I can still support them with a global shot. Of course it needs map awareness, like for example if this Tassadar would be low and fleeing, I could aim my Precision Strike ahead and try to kill him with that ultimate. Here we did quite nicely, pushing them off the objective. As long as we keep this secured and on our side, the tower will fire at their fortresses over here, for example. Always pushing the outermost fortress first, and then towards the inside, until we eventually get to the core and kill that one. As you can also see, we are already quite ahead in terms of kills and also turrets, which gives us a 3-level advantage. This is quite significant because your whole team levels at the same time. You see, my ultimate is also a Quai's burst combo, which I can use in between my cooldowns to secure a kill. Again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm halfway low on health and mana, so I'm better going back to replenish. Also, I don't want to get counter-ganked and killed. So, following my view again. This is actually me spectating ahead where I'm going with my target. Again, I want to secure kills, help my team pushing. As long as they're together and at good health, I want to go on. But they handled it quite nicely on themselves, so I'm waiting for weak targets like this girl here. Can I keep the names? Li-Ming, sorry. Again, killing her quite nicely and securing us the next level up here. I have to pick my talent first, which in this case is increasing my snipe for single target damage. Also, double tap is quite a nice pick if you want to help your team slow down the enemy. It's nice, but since you have to pick your talents quite fittingly to your team's hero selection, and we already have some CC with H.o.t.S and snares, I'm going with the pure damage here. Also, we have a pretty tank-centric team with H.o.t.S and Zarya here, so I'm going full damage, so we have enough offense. Again, I'm here taking quite a risk by placing myself up front. My team already fled due to the low health, so I'm going back to cloak myself, using my duplicate cloak here to distract the Diablo from doing any harm to my team, also allowing me to flee. The good part about this holo decoy can be used while being cloaked myself, so I can use it as an engagement tool, stay in brush myself, and also use it to distract enemies. Here I'm picking a fight which is risky, but as long as she doesn't have support, I can outdamage her easily with my shots. Calling back again because my cooldown is 100 seconds away, so I cannot replenish health at the moment, so I better call back to refill myself. Again, as I said earlier, Nova doesn't have any kind of replenishing abilities, so it's best to go back whenever needed. Here I'm checking the bot lane because the objective is around here. And they got it and are firing at our turret, which is okay at the moment because we are quite far ahead in terms of fortresses. Nevertheless, I can use my cloak to stealth, see what they're doing, and maybe wait for my time, poke at them, or try to scout for my team. Nova is pretty good at that, staying nearby enemies, but if they are aware and they have targeted abilities or AoE abilities, they can uncloak me with damage, so I have to be pretty careful when I'm poking my nose into 3 enemies. Alright, what am I doing? Following them around, waiting for my chances. This gives me opportunity. The boss here would be pretty nice to make a big push, because when you kill bosses or any minion lanes like here, they will push for our case. In this case, they will push for the enemy because they just cleaned that camp. Camps also have a respawn timer, so we have 3 minutes before we can cap this camp again. Yellow camps are neutral and ready for the taking. And as I see here right now, they are already taking camp and doing quite an effective damage on me, so I better fall back. Nova is not good at fighting one versus many. She's not very durable, as you might tell. Again, yeah, I'm wandering pretty aimlessly at the moment, but now my team is doing a good push. So that gives me a chance to help them push ahead. Still waiting for an opportunity here. Yeah, not much happening at the moment, so I fast forward. Speeding up a little, and here a fight unravels. Ah, it's nice, this replay feature. Increasing, decreasing speed. Just taking the well here, already waiting for a good chance to poke. Some targets are better to poke at than others. Tanks of course take quite a lot of beating, like Diablo for instance, but he has very few ranged abilities and only 1 catching up ability, so that gives me a good leeway to actually hit him quite a few times when he's distracted or at a distance from me. Also, while cloaked, I still can cap this reckon point here, which unreals a huge portion of the map all the time as long as we have it capped. So Nova is pretty good for taking that. My colleague here is taking a fight, so I'm supporting him as good as possible, but enemies are also coming, so we better retreat here. I hope he's doing so. Yes, he is. Always keeping my cam here halfway back here. This is actually my live cam you see here. so I can help him retreat and also, if needed, body block with myself or distract him with the decoy if needed. As long as my health is good, above half I would say, I'm always trying to keep myself between low health ally and the enemy. Again, I'm using my cloak here to... the Diablo spotted me, so I better take a run. But as I told you earlier, I can take my long range and pin him with some good shots. Oh, he caught up to me. Luckily I got away. That was very risky. But we have someone in my back here, so I can whittle him down, shoot him, and we easily secure the kill here. Again, objective fight unraveling up top, so I'm always staying nearby, checking for opportunities to gank. Ah yeah, we have two objectives going at the same time, but this one is already depleted, so all I can do here is pick up the last few hits on to secure a kill. Enemy has caught up a bit. The game has quite intensive rubber banding mechanics in terms of XP gain, so even when 3 levels ahead you can screw up 1 or 3 times and you're already even again. So even don't take our huge kill advantage for granted, and it will not guarantee us the victory if we screw up mid-game, late-game. Enemies can still catch up. Whoa, this is getting very close here. Minions can also do quite a lot of damage if you're not attentive enough, and they will focus you quite hard here. Luckily that Kerrigan wasn't paying attention, so I was easily putting a pinning shot and snipe combo into her, which is Nova's biggest damage combo you can pull off. Yeah, made it, and this was very close and very risky. I was overextending here on my own without much backup, so usually I shouldn't do that unless I'm really sure and aware of my surroundings. Sylvanas is asking for assistance, although she's pretty good with her dark arrows on stunning mobs and keeping them docile, so to say. They're not shooting back as long as she's firing her black arrows at it, so she's good at gaining those camps, for example, but doesn't do as much damage as, for instance, Nova with my output combo. You see here, as soon as I join I can kill those enemies quite quickly, but in the end it counts only when you cap the camp after killing the mobs on it, so the enemy actually took that away from us, which is not as good. Still, we already have a solid 2-level lead again, and our kill count is looking nice. Here I'm asking for assistance because the enemy will most likely focus on the boss if we are not paying attention to it, and the boss is giving them a huge push advantage if they can kill it actually. But also we see that a lot of them are upper lane, they are going to the objective most likely, so they will not be able to challenge the boss here. You need at least 2 heroes to challenge the boss effectively. Anyways, they got the minions earlier, so I need to kill those first. As long as it's not a huge wave, I can easily push it back with Nova, and she's quite effective at killing single targets. There we go. The rest of the minions I can keep, basically. I don't need to soak the XP. Our turrets and our minion waves will hold them off. So all that's left for me to do is go up and try and secure some kills, help my team. But as you can hear from the left and right ding sounds, that actually indicates which heroes are dying. We lost 2 people already, they have lost 4. So we are in a good spot. We handled ourselves on our own here without my help. But maybe I can pick up a nice kill on the Kerrigan. Yes, she was not seeing me. She was only seeing the kill here, and I easily got to kill her with Sylvanas. That's also a good thing about cloaked heroes. Whenever the enemy sees someone of your team at low health and tries to engage him, if your teammate is like knowing what he's doing, he can bait the enemy into believing that they can get an easy kill, and then you uncloak yourself and secure the kill on them instead, which is a pretty nice tactic to go for, especially when your ally is a tank or a very mobile character who can evade damage. Here I'm calling my team for support because I cannot tank the boss on my own. It's an actually very strong boss that can like 5 or 6 shot me with a few melee hits, so you need tanky characters or a healer to challenge that boss. Team is reacting, albeit very slowly, but I think we can challenge it easily because currently they are still lacking one of their players and they are pretty busy defending at the moment. Also they seem quite intimidated at the moment and are not actually keen on going out on the boss as we do. At this stage of the game, level 20, we've reached max talents already. As my last talent I picked Rewind, which is very, very powerful on Nova. Of course I could also increase my precision strike, have 2 charges. But it has a 3-second cooldown between charges, so I cannot burst it down on enemies in any case. Also 2 charges doesn't mean that I have 2 charges all the time, they recharge 1 at a time. So I for myself like Rewind quite a lot. Because Rewind allows me to fire my burst combo like snipe, pinning shot, a decoy, then rewind and then snipe, pinning shot again, which basically kills almost any hero in one go if I pull it off correctly. And it has a very low cooldown with 60 seconds, so it's very useful, as I might demonstrate here if possible. Yeah. Using it again, firing off my cooldowns. 20 kills in one go, that's pretty nice. I haven't died myself, so that's pretty cool here. Much Diablo focusing me, but at this moment we have a Saraya with me which can shield me, so I'm in a good spot. We already damaged their core by quite a bit, and our minion wave is pushing quite hard as well. The big boss we had just now also was doing a huge load of damage, so they have a hard time to keeping up and keeping the damage on their core low. As soon as we push in the last forts, also we spawn siege machinery, which will focus down the core quite easily, and now we secure the win with just getting the objective once more, firing the laser at the core, because there are no remaining forts to fire it. So yeah, I hope this was somewhat entertaining. I was talking without any direction. I got MVP here because I thought I was getting quite a lot of hero damage, but in retrospect I think in this replay I was also like roaming around quite a lot of time uselessly, not soaking up XP. I could have improved still, but as I said before, I'm not a pro Nova, I'm just trying myself. I like her very much, she's nice to play. One of the nicer, more advanced cloaked heroes to play in the game. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you next time.